All right, guys, welcome. Today we're gonna talk about, I'll probably give you 5. Let's do 5. Let's talk about 5 myths about purchasing a home.
Hello, and welcome to your new home.
I don't even know like the definition of a myth though. Can you pop up the definition of a myth on here? I'm gonna guess it's, let me guess the definition though, and we'll see how close I am. A myth is something that people think is true, but it is actually not true. I don't know, I probably just butchered that. Anyways, so today's vlog is sponsored by me. Okay, myth number 1, it is cheaper to rent than own. All right, this is a good one because this is probably one of the most popular myths. So in some cities, big cities, especially on the West Coast, it probably is a little cheaper to rent than own just because the house prices are so high. But in small towns, you know, once again, we're in Alabama, that is absolutely not true. It actually ends up being a lot less expensive to own than rent, and this is why. So your mortgage, your taxes, and your insurance is typically, that payment is less than what you would charge to rent. Plus, if you have a mortgage, you're paying towards something so you can own that at the end of the day, which, you know, of course, renting is 100% interest. You're just making someone else richer and you're not getting any ownership at the end of the day. Let's go to myth number 2. All right, myth number 2. Now is a bad time to buy. I know everyone thinks that because inventory is so low and house prices right now are kind of high, but you also have to look at the interest rates. They are at an historic low. They are like so low, it's crazy. Here's a quick example. I am pulling my notes in for this one. So this says that in 2018, an interest rate was almost 5%. It was like 4.54% in 2018. In 2019, it's 3.94%, and 3.11 in 2020. And I've seen them as low as 2.75 and even 2.5. So that's almost a 2% interest rate difference. So yes, the house prices right now are kind of high and inventory is low, but with the rates being so good, it kind of evens out. Myth number 3, you do not need 20% down. Contrary to belief, I know a lot of, especially first-time home buyers, are scared to buy a house because they think that they have to save all of that money, which that is not true. That's not the case at all. The average nationwide, the average is 12% down, but you know, here, once again, we're in Alabama, 3.5% to 5% is gonna be your average here. Obviously, you can put more money down if you want, but you do not need 20% down to buy a house. 3%, that's a 17% difference. That's a lot of money. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking about buying a house, but you don't think that you have enough money, then reevaluate your situation because you do not need 20%. That's a good one. That's a really good one. All right, myth number 4. You should find a house that you want before applying for a loan. That is a myth 100%. House searching can be fun and addicting, but if you don't have a roadmap, which is your pre-approval, then you're kind of wasting your time because before you start searching for a house, you need to know exactly your rate, your payment, and your price. So that way that you know exactly what to look for when you're searching, especially in today's market where houses are flying off. If you look at the house first and wait to get pre-approved, it could take a day or two to get that pre-approval back, and then you'll miss out on the house. So getting pre-approved is gonna be one of the most important things that you do in buying a home. All right, myth number 5, do not wait to buy your dream home, okay? Sometimes your dream home is 3 or 4 houses down the road. You need to build equity in your home right now. A starter home is not a bad deal. It's not bad. Everybody should have a starter home. This is why. So typically, your dream home is gonna be more expensive than say you may be able to afford right now. So let's get the starter home first and build equity in it. And when you go to sell it, you may make a $50,000 or $100,000 from the equity of your house so that you can put that towards getting that dream home. So just because you can't get the huge clawfoot tub and the pool and the vaulted ceilings right now does not mean that you shouldn't go ahead and be working towards that and getting a property that fits your needs, maybe not your wants, but fits your needs, and you can resell later so that you can make that money to get that dream home. All right, so every week we do a learning moment. This week's learning moment is got to be kind of what we talked about briefly. Let's just talk about, myths in real estate. So if you have any questions, make sure you reach out to someone. If it's a mortgage lender, if it's a real estate agent, even if it's an attorney, just if you like the 20% down, don't just assume, because it may be different, So reach out to someone who's in the profession and try to get your answers, because there's a lot of different ways to maneuver around some problems or questions that you may have. There's a couple different lanes that we can take to get you to where you need to be. So call me. That's this week's learning moment. Stay tuned next week for more. All right, so next week I have something really exciting, a really cool video for you guys. I've been working on it for a while, and so it's gonna be pretty good.
I'm gonna need you to get up.
Get up. What do you mean?
Yeah, just get up.
Okay.
I'm gonna need you guys to like and subscribe because I'm taking over next week.
It's a Coke.
Coke's way better.